is what you're made of. You are perfect and pure, even if you're not sure. It's what you're made of. L-O-V-E, love.
Do you guys know that Unity on Cape Cod was originally called Unity Church of the Light? And it is still our official name legally. We're doing business as Unity on Cape Cod, but in reality, we are Unity Church of the Light. And so that's what we focus on, and that's what we bring to the world, and that's what we intend on demonstrating, that you are light, that you are the God on the inside. You're not what's on the outside. You're not the circumstances of your life, but that you are light. You are divine. You are holy. You are perfect. And we need you. We need your individual, unique expression of God that you are in this world. We need you to stop pretending that you're a separate, limited human being and stand up and be eternal and be light and be strong in your light and show the world that you are light. Show your neighbors that you are light. Show the ones that you don't agree with that you are light. And show every single person in this world that they too have something on the inside that maybe they're not aware of just yet. But they too can get in touch with the God within them. You know, high levels of stress and other symptoms of separation are permeating our society right now. And it's almost impossible not to be affected by it. However, this is what I've found. Don't pick up the candle remote when you actually want to do the slides. That's what I found. That's my great truth for the day. If you want to be the light, stop playing around with the darkness. When we focus on the truth of who and what we are, something extraordinary happens. We return to the experience of light. Or perhaps we have an experience of light, real experience for the very first time. Maybe it was your first time experiencing that you are light during that song. That's okay. Welcome home. Welcome home. Because this is why we get together and do this. To have that experience. You know, that was my first experience too. Even though perhaps I've been doing this all my life. I woke up this morning, it was a new day. And I had to choose again to be the light of the world. I have a choice, this moment, of what I want to experience and what I want to be. And that's the beauty of it, is that you have that power. You have the power of choice. So once we experience that we are light, we're then able to reclaim our peace. That's what I want to offer you today. There's a true and lasting way to reclaim your peace in the face of any circumstance, any and all circumstances. Reclaim your peace and your power, because true power comes from peace. It comes from knowing. True power can only come from knowing who you are. Everything else is temporary. It'll fall, and you'll see how temporary it is, believe me. And you will laugh. You will laugh at how upset you got at how temporary that situation was.
Amen.
You might get upset that it's raining outside and your bicycle's going to get all wet. But when we got home the other night, it was pouring and lightning while we were driving. But when we got back to our town, we had outrun the storm. And we covered up the bicycle and everything was fine. It didn't even get rained on. So you have all these scenarios in your mind. Oh, this nice, beautiful bike I've always kept inside. doesn't have one bit of rust on it, is going to get all rusty, and it's going to be, and blah, 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 blah. And in my mind, I'm doing this scenario. And so we do that with a lot of things. We do it with our home, with our family, with our health. That's the thing that we really can stop doing and focus on now, on light within our bodies. I love that today's daily word was about healing, because we can use positive words and affirmations of the truth to affirm what's happening right now in our divine health. Because we have a lot of scenarios going in our mind about what can happen and this and that and that and this. And I love it because there are people, I'm looking at one right now, Jerry White. There are people who decide to change their mind when they're told they have stage 4 lung cancer. And he says, I'm going to live. I'm not going to accept your prognosis. Right? I'm going to... Jerry, thank you. You blessed my life. You blessed my life tremendously. Because he came to me and said, I need some pastoral counseling. I was like, oh, he's going to talk to me about relationships or something. And he goes, I've been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. I'm like, help. I need the same amount of help that you do. So, because I don't know how to deal with that. But you know what? Something in me does. Something in me does. He helped me write a song called My Heart is Beating in the Love of God, or in the Peace of God. And I was just starting to write that song for our prayer group. It's a lesson in A Course in Miracles. My heart is beating in the peace of God. And so we're sitting there and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say to this person. I want to help him. But in that moment, I have to completely empty myself of everything I think I know and ask Spirit for help and accept the guidance of Spirit in that moment. So I just grabbed my guitar out of the case and started playing that song. And something happened in that moment to both of us. And through several weeks and months of being together and praying together, affirming together, learning our lessons together, what does this come to teach me? And his medical treatments, of course. Following his heart, literally. Connecting with other people that have overcome through spiritual means the appearance of cancer or other diseases. Jerry's been healed. And yeah, yay, yeah. It's not just for him, though, it's for every one of us, because we all experience things in this world that are tempting us to believe that we're not light, that we're not eternal, and we're not connected. There are constant evidence in the world of our separation, and none of it's true. When we focus on the light, something happens to our minds. We reclaim our peace and our power, and it's the best way to care for ourselves, to focus on the truth. See, all I had to offer Jerry or anyone else is the spiritual truth of who you are. Everything else starts to happen from that. That's the basis of how we can approach everything, is spiritual truth. In the face of any circumstance, that's the way to care for ourselves. So after a while, you're going to experience something even more extraordinary when you do this. You're going to experience yourself as the light. Not just the lights coming to you, filling you, like a beautiful meditation extending from you. It is you. And I know we say it a lot, and it's become almost cliche to say that, but it's the truth. And you can experience it on a real and authentic basis. You can experience this. We can experience ourselves as light. Jesus said that we are the light of the world, but he also said the same thing about himself. He said, you are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill or someone that is awakened cannot be hid. I see you coming a mile away, guys. I say, whoa, that person is lit up. I can see you. Something has happened to you. So he also said, I am the light of the world, and the one who follows me shall not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. So this is what you have to offer to others, the light of life. Now, it's within you and it's within them, and if somebody's not aware that it's within them, once you share that knowledge and they do have that experience, the universe of light. I love this slide because there's a sun that is the light, and the light is also within them, and they're sharing the light. But when you share the light, you tap into God's light, the eternal light, the ever-present light, the universal light, the eternal divine presence. Wow, that's huge. It's much bigger than how we've been viewing ourselves. So this is the most striking example to me of how Jesus demonstrated a direct connection between himself and every one of us. Or God in him and God in us. Why did he use the word light to describe himself and us? I think perhaps it's because Jesus was referring to the Spirit of God within us, the frequency of divine energy which we share with him, so that we wouldn't confuse the ego with the Christ, the ego with the light. This is something we share. All of us have the Spirit of God within us, the divine energy. And vibrating at the frequency of divine energy is a choice, and it's a lifestyle, and it's something that you are choosing for yourself now. And you choose every day. And it's accumulative because you choose again and again and again and again, and your life gets better and better and better. And the world you manifest comes into harmony with all that is through that pure substance of love that you're demonstrating. And so that's my call to you today, is to demonstrate that love. I did a sermon a couple weeks ago, Teach Only Love. You can do it. Amen. You can do it. It's a choice. You can teach only love. And every time I forget and I complain or I judge somebody or I get angry and I say, oh, I'm doing it again. Another time to choose. That's all. It's just showing me where I need growth. It's a learning curve, right? It's a growth edge. I've just bumped up against an edge of as far as I've gone so far. That doesn't mean I can't go further. It doesn't mean I can't break through that illusionary glass veil. That's why we sang, I'm raising the veil. I can break through that veil where there's no separation. And I choose to do it today. And every time I find myself back in a reaction of ego rather than a response of love to the world, I can choose again. The second principle of unity is very important to us. It states that every one of us has that spark of divinity, the Christ Spirit, the light within. Charles Fillmore calls the inner light the illumination of spirit resident in the center of every person's being. So it's there, but we have to illuminate it. See, that's our job, is to illuminate the Spirit, is to bring it to life, is to bring it out, is to demonstrate that Spirit lives in us. I've spent most of my life, beginning at a very young age, searching and chasing God, chasing the divine, chasing the light. Most of my life I've spent doing this. But it wasn't until the teachings of unity came into my life that I could connect the dots between what I was chasing and what was already within me. Because it's the same thing. What I discovered is that the divine light is not only within me, it's also within everything. Now I'm chasing it, looking for it, and what I'm getting is a reflection of myself. So no matter where you go, there you are, the old saying. You get a reflection of yourself. And you don't like it when it looks ugly and it looks like it's full of separation and darkness. But that's just another place of learning. It's the curve. You've come up against the edge, the boundary of your current awareness. It doesn't mean your awareness cannot expand. It just means that's been your current awareness till now. Let it go. Let it expand. We have to approach it from a different way of thinking, a different paradigm of being. We can't approach it from the same paradigm that got us in this mess. Do you see? You can't solve the problem at the same level at which it was created. It's impossible. So a new way of thinking has to come into being. Guess what, my friends? It comes into being through you. Not through someone else. Through you. And then you'll start to see the reflections of that in all the ones around you. Wow. Isn't that amazing? You see it all around you now. And then you begin to realize that you truly are the light of the world. So the thing that I discovered through Unity teachings is that what I was searching is within me. What I was searching for. So yeah, I experienced miracles. I experienced mystical occurrences in my life, but I always believed they were coming from somewhere or something outside of me. Somehow I was special and that God was blessing me with a miracle. And this is prevalent thinking. But in actuality, I was just coming into the vibration of the divine energy of truth that encompasses everything and all of us. It was a moment of, perhaps, I need a change. I need help. I need something different. And so you believe it's coming from out there, but it's actually coming from the moment you drop your limitation. You've gotten to the edge of the boundary of your awareness, and you step through it. Because there really was no boundary to begin with. You made it up. There's no limitation to your mind or your heart. There's no limitation on love. Okay, so this is the illumination of spirit, which Charles Fillmore was speaking of. What really changed my life in the most magnificent way was the discovery that my divinity is also yours. Wow, this is amazing. Now the true work starts. The true work starts to see the Christ in your brothers and sisters. And to act as if that's all you see. That's the true work. The illumination of spirit, which Charles Fillmore was referring to, is what every spiritual seeker in the world eventually comes to experience. Doesn't matter what your tradition is or what your spiritual path is. That's why essentially we're not non-denominational, we're more intra-faith. Not interfaith, intra-faith. We depend on all the faiths to make up of our universal spiritual consciousness, or universal, because it's not a doctrine, it's an experience. So it's a universal experience. And it's in everything. It's in every single path that you could ever imagine. And so every spiritual seeker will come to this. It's called illumination. It's called enlightenment. It's called spiritual awakening. These are all terms which refer to the same thing, the experience that we are the light and that we're returning to the light. It's all the same. Illumination, enlightenment, spiritual awakening. It's an actual happening. It's returning to the light. I don't want you to use it as a cliche or hyperbole or just fancy words. I want you to actually do it. And not for my sake, but for yours. Because this is the way that you will live in a world that is manifest by the pure substance of love. By you being that love. Amen? Amen. Amen. Thank you. So there are few indeed, I believe, so far, who've truly lived their lives as the light of the world. Whatever it may be. Most people are praying for Jesus to do it for them. They're begging God to change things in the world. And when you do this, by doing so, you're abdicating responsibility. On every level, you're abdicating responsibility. God will take care of it. No, you have to take care of it. Thank you. Mother Teresa said, prayer doesn't change things. Listen to me. Prayer changes us, and we change things. That's how it works. Because it's already whole and perfect in the spiritual realm. In the realm of God, there is no disease, and there is no separation, and there is no illness, and there is no hate, or any of the conditions of separation from which we suffer. So we are changed in our prayer. And then we go and change things in our lives and in the lives of others. We make a difference. If you really want to make a difference in this world, you must take responsibility as the light of the world. Oh, I already said that one. I missed that slide. Isn't that nice, though? Returning to the light, returning to the light, returning to the light. Now I'm returned. Now I am the light of the world. Now I can make a difference. I've returned. I've returned to my original essence, and I am demonstrating it here on earth. And I want you to affirm that every day, guys. I've returned to my original essence. I've returned to the divine light that I am. Now I can make a difference in the world. And remember, the light is always there. The invisible rainbow of divine energy. It's always there. It's not only within you, it's all around you. And you can just step into it. You can forget the darkness that you once walked in. If you really want to experience change in the world, first take care of yourself. Make a focused and authentic effort to return to the light. To return to yourself. I love you. Look up. There's a rainbow.
You have been watching the message from our Sunday celebration service here at Unity on Cape Cod, providing a positive path for spiritual living. Please join us every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. at 147 Walton Ave, Hyannis, Mass. And visit us online at unityoncapecod.org. This video was made possible in part through a grant from Unity Worldwide Ministries and the Templeton Foundation.